Hello and welcome back to From a Head Teacher's Perspective with me, Paul Urry. This unit explores how deputy head teachers use coaching and mentoring to develop others, strengthen professional practice, and build a culture of continuous learning. The deputy's role is not only to lead improvement, but to grow leadership capacity in others, nurturing confidence, reflection, and autonomy. By understanding when to coach and when to mentor, deputies can adapt their approaches to each colleague's readiness, fostering trust, motivation, and sustainable professional growth. 1. The deputy as a developer of people. A deputy's greatest legacy is not the systems they design, but the people they develop. Through coaching and mentoring, deputies turn improvement into empowerment, helping others find their own solutions rather than prescribing answers. Leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. Strong deputies see professional growth as a shared journey. They listen deeply, guide gently, and create spaces where others can explore, reflect, and act. So ask yourself, how do you currently support staff development? By directing or by enabling? When colleagues approach you with problems, do you solve them or help them think? Who in your school has grown most because of your influence, and how did that happen? 2. Understanding coaching and mentoring. Although the terms are often used interchangeably, coaching and mentoring serve distinct purposes. Both are developmental, but they differ in focus, direction, and method. For example, with the focus, coaching is growth through questioning and reflection. Mentoring is guidance through experience and advice. Relationship. Coaching is collaborative and non-hierarchical. Mentoring is supportive with expertise guiding the learner. The goal. Coaching seeks to unlock potential and encourage ownership. Mentoring seeks to share knowledge and accelerate learning. And a deputy's role. In coaching, the deputy is a facilitator and a listener. But in mentoring, the deputy is an advisor and model. Effective deputies know when to shift between the two. Early career staff may need mentoring. Experienced colleagues benefit more from coaching to enhance autonomy and insight. 3. The core skills of coaching. Coaching is an art of disciplined curiosity. It requires patience, presence, and a belief in others' capacity to think well for themselves. Key skills for deputies. Active listening, giving full attention, free from judgment or interruption. Powerful questioning, asking open, purposeful questions that evoke and provoke reflection. Empathetic silence, allowing time for thinking rather than rushing to respond. Constructive challenge, helping the coachee confront assumptions safely. Goal setting, focusing on next steps that are specific, achievable, and meaningful. The quality of a school's thinking depends on the quality of its conversations. Some examples of coaching questions. What's the real challenge you're facing? What options do you see? What would success look like for you? What support do you need and from whom? What one small action could you take this week? 4. Mentoring as guided experience. Mentoring draws on the deputy's professional wisdom to support others through modelling and advice. It works best when mentees are new to a role, developing confidence or navigating unfamiliar situations. Effective mentoring practice includes sharing experiences without imposing them, offering frameworks for decision making, modelling professional behaviour and boundaries, providing emotional reassurance as well as practical support, and gradually shifting responsibility back to the mentee. Mentoring is a bridge between guidance and independence. So ask yourself, do your mentoring conversations empower or instruct? How do you balance honesty with encouragement? When do you need to step back and let experience become the teacher? 5. Embedding coaching and mentoring in school culture. For professional growth to flourish, coaching and mentoring must be more than occasional activities. They should be part of the school's DNA. Deputies can lead this by designing systems that make reflection routine. Practical ways to embed a coaching culture. Integrate coaching into performance development cycles. Use learning walks as opportunities for developmental dialogue. Pair middle leaders as peer coaches to build collective capacity. Provide coaching training for aspiring leaders. Model coaching principles in every interaction: curiosity, empathy, and respect. So ask yourself, do your systems develop people or merely monitor them? How can you use meetings to model coaching dialogue instead of top-down instruction? What structures would make reflection and feedback part of daily practice? 6. The GROW model for deputies. One simple and effective framework for structuring coaching conversations is the GROW model, developed by Sir John Whitmore. The G is the goal, to define what the coachee wants to achieve. For example, what do you want to be different by the end of this conversation? The R is reality, to explore the current situation. For example, what's happening now and what's getting in the way? The O is options, to generate possible actions or solutions. For example, what could you do? What else? And the W is the way forward, agreeing actions on ownership and next steps. For example, what will you do first? When will you do it? The deputy's role is to guide the flow of thinking, keeping ownership with the coachee at all times. Good coaching leaves people feeling not taught, but trusted. 7. Reflection and applications. Some questions. Which approach do you use more frequently? Coaching or mentoring? And why? When have you seen coaching that has the most impact on professional growth? How do you ensure that your feedback conversations empower, not discourage? What routines could you introduce to embed reflective dialogue in your team? Who might benefit from a coaching or mentoring conversation this week? A practical task. Write a short reflection titled Conversations That Grow. Identify one colleague you could coach or mentor this half term. Decide on one structure or model, for example, GROW. After the conversation, note what you've learned about your own leadership presence. Please do use the accompanying self-study workbook to capture your reflections, respond to the prompts, and identify one or two focused actions to take forward. Over time, these small, deliberate reflections build stronger practice, clearer intent, and a more confident professional identity. Thank you. And until next time, goodbye.